Welcome to the We Move People Orientation for Faurecia Emission Controls in Brampton. Faurecia is one of the leading global automotive suppliers and is a preferred partner of the world's major automakers. Leader in its four activities: automotive seating, interior systems, emission controls, technologies, and automotive exteriors, the group provides innovative solutions for sustainable mobility and enhanced life on board. Operating in 34 countries, Faurecia employs nearly 100,000 people worldwide, including 6,000 engineers and technicians at 30 R&D centers strategically located in major automotive markets. Faurecia is number one in emission control technologies. It's number one worldwide in mechanism and seat structures. It's number one worldwide in interior vehicles. Overall, they supply 1 in 3 vehicles worldwide. Working at Faurecia means an effective global network, a robust people development approach, and a shared culture. Now let's discuss the Faurecia Emission Control Technologies facility in Brampton. Part of the Brampton strategy is that it's located 4.4 kilometers from Chrysler and 39.1 kilometers from Ford Oakville. Brampton is both ISO and TS 16949 certified and is recognized for its excellence both within Faurecia and outside Faurecia. It has received a Q1 rating from Ford and a Platinum supplier status from General Motors. Faurecia supplies complete exhaust systems to both Ford and Chrysler, specifically on the Ford Edge, Ford S-Max, Ford Galaxy, the Lincoln MKX, Chrysler 300, the Charger, the Challenger, the Ford Flex. The shift schedule for sequencing is day shift 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., afternoon shift 2:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Production in the remaining plant has a day shift from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and an afternoon shift from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. There's no night shift at the moment. And now for the most important part of the presentation: safety. The company supports a zero-tolerance approach for what is defined as the most serious rules. Violation of these rules will subject you to automatic termination for the first offense. Number 1, bypassing or disabling any safety device for any reason. Number 2, giving false fire alarms or similar hazard threats, or causing false fire alarms to be given, or tampering with plant protection equipment. Failure to use proper lockout-tagout procedures. Failure to follow procedures and policies relating to the safe operation of powered industrial trucks. Failure to follow the one-man, one-machine rules. At no time should two people operate one machine. Fighting, horseplay, or other actions that compromise safety, health, or the well-being of another person or company property. Working while intoxicated. Using, possessing, or displaying a dangerous weapon for the use of any object with intent to endanger the safety and welfare of others. Operating equipment on which you have not been trained and or do not understand all the safety features. Failure to properly wear, use all company required personal protective equipment, protective garments, and or safety equipment. Tampering with, altering, or removing any machine guards or other safety devices and or knowingly operating equipment or machinery that lacks proper guarding safety devices or not functioning properly. Operating powered industrial trucks without proper training or certification, company permit, license. Lifting loads that are beyond your capabilities and or failure to use hand truck or obtain assistance from other employees. Violating, ignoring, or disregarding company safety rules and posted regulatory signs. Failure to report potential safety hazard or unsafe condition to management immediately. Failure to report work-related illness or injury to your supervisor immediately and or failure to complete work-related accident or incident report. Reaching into points of operation hazards and or failure to use the company prescribed method, i.e. reaching tools, to remove parts or chips from your machine. Negligence in keeping assigned work areas clean and orderly and free from hazards of scrap. Good housekeeping will help to prevent unsafe and unsanitary conditions. Using fire extinguisher without proper authorization and specialized training. Careless use or unsafe operation of personal vehicle on company property. Revealing confidential product or process information to unauthorized personnel. Falsification of personal records, production records, or other company documents or personnel documents, including time cards and employment applications, disclosure of such records without proper authorization, job abandonment, defined as walking off the job and leaving the company premises without notification to your immediate line leader or supervisor, intentional interference with production or withholding of services, insubordination, insubordination to appointed lead persons or supervisors, including refusal to carry out duties as assigned by the line person or supervisor, also including disrespectful or abusive language or conduct towards a lead person or supervisor, theft, attempted theft, or misappropriation of company property or the property of other employees or persons. Misconduct resulting in an injury and or property damage, sabotage, vandalizing or destruction of property belonging to company or other persons, use of abusive, obscene, or immoral or indecent language or behavior, unsatisfactory or poor work performance, including but not limited to failure to meet performance standards, quality standards, or safety standards, changing the speed, feed, cycle, or rate of machines without proper authority, wasting time, including stopping production prior to the end of a work period or returning to work late from break periods. Sleeping on the job, intentional sleeping, such as nesting, will be subject to discharge for the first offense. Working overtime without authorization or refusing to work assigned overtime. Smoking or using tobacco products on company property in other than designated areas. Defacing, marking, or drawing on company property, tools, materials, products, or equipment. Conducting personal business on company time. Making or accepting personal telephone calls other than those of an emergency nature. Texting, playing computer games, etc. during working hours. Unauthorized use of company equipment, tools, or materials for projects of a personal nature. Entering or leaving company property or buildings by other than designated entry or exit routes. Unauthorized entry by employee or others to company property, including entry at non-work times. Violation of the company policies on bulletin boards and postings, solicitation and distribution, electronic media. Use of personal items such as fans, radios, heaters, etc. on the production floor. Violation of any other company policy or generally accepted standard of conduct. Faurecia's Code of Ethics starts with a respect for fundamental human rights, respect for the law, prohibition of child labor, elimination of all forms of forced labor, respect for the environment, promotion of health and safety in the workplace. It goes on to the development of economic and social dialogue, the freedom of expression and social dialogue, right to form association and freedom to join a union, contractual policy, industrial and social redeployment. Then moves on to the development of skills and equality of treatment and non-discrimination, insertion and development of training, professional development and employability. And 4. The ethics and rules of business conduct, use of Faurecia Group funds, services, and assets, dealings with customers, service providers, and suppliers, fair competition, confidentiality, loyalty and exclusivity, conflicts of interest, protecting Faurecia Group assets. 5. Reporting infringements to the Code of Ethics, internal reporting procedure, external reporting procedures. Dress standards. Dress, grooming, and personal cleanliness standards contribute to the morale and safety of all employees and affect the business image the company presents to customers and visitors. You are therefore expected to present yourself during working hours in attire that is appropriate to your position and the nature of the work performed. Do not wear clothing that may create a hostile work environment for other employees or visitors. Faurecia whites. Apparel not permitted include halters, shorts, and loose, torn, or frayed clothing. All shirts tops shall have sleeves and are required to cover the shoulder area and abdomen. Jewelry in production areas is limited to 1 ring, a watch, and stud-type earrings. All loose hair must be restrained by a hairnet or tied back in a fashion that prevents the hair from breaking the plane of the face at the jaw. Any long hair that hangs below the collar of a standard t-shirt must also be secured in a fashion such that the hair will not fall forward. Beers must be groomed in such way as to prevent injury. Employees having personal contact with their customers, vendors, and the public are expected to be particularly conscious of maintaining professional dress, grooming, and hygiene standards one would expect of a world-class company employee. Employees may not wear contact lenses in or near a weld booth. It is strongly recommended employees working in a welding area wear 100% cotton clothing only. Faurecia Workwear and PPE Standard. For employees and visitors, this means safety glasses, earplugs, vests in traffic areas only, cut and scratch sleeves, gloves, steel-toed shoes. For welders, that means a beanie cap, safety glasses, earplugs, cut and scratch sleeves, weld helmet, welding gloves, weld jacket, steel-toed welder shoes, or steel-toed shoes with spat. All PPE must be CSA or ANSI approved. For fire emergency procedures, the first responder, i.e. the first person on the scene, should follow these procedures. Number 1. If fire, assess the situation and if possible, attempt to extinguish the fire only if you have received training on the use of portable fire extinguishers and if the fire is in its beginning stage and can be extinguished safely. 2. If not able to contain the fire, emergency situation, activate alarm for total evacuation, notify supervisor to call 911, and report the cause of the evacuation to emergency response facilitator. For all employees, visitors, and contractors, leave the building immediately by the closest exit. Assembly points are identified on the Brampton emergency plan posted on each gap board in all areas of the plant. Do not stop to gather personal belongings. Immediately proceed to your evacuation assembly point at the front of the building. Everyone must remain in their assembly point until further instructions. No one is to leave their assembly point to sit in a car or to go elsewhere. Smoking is prohibited during this time. Do not re-enter the building or leave the facilities until clearance has been given by the emergency response facilitator. Forklift and train drivers are to stop the vehicle immediately, dismount, and evacuate. Assembly points, marshalling point. All employees are to exit as quickly as possible and meet their gap leader, supervisor, manager at the designated gathering place. All employees are to gather in front of the building facing Summerley Road. Safety and Environmental Policy. Faurecia Emission Controls Technologies, Inc. is an expert in the development, design, manufacture, and delivery of major modules for light and commercial vehicles. We are committed to environmental preservation and social responsibility and strive to continually improve our safety and environmental performance, pursue opportunities to eliminate potential safety hazards and prevent environmental pollution, comply with applicable health and safety and environmental regulations and with other requirements to which we subscribe. Faurecia is committed to providing a motivating, healthy, and safe environment for all employees worldwide. Our commitment to safety and environment excellence is a daily concern in all sectors and at all production sites. Tips to raise pedestrian awareness. Establish eye contact with the forklift driver. Keep a safe distance from the forklift and pay attention. Never assume the forklift operator knows that you are there. Watch out for the tail swing when a forklift turns. Stay clear of the fall zone, 2 times the height of the load. Check the mirrors that are installed at the corners. Never walk under the raised forks of a forklift. Forklift safety information. Stand a minimum of 1 meter clear from forklift. If a pedestrian stands within 1 meter of any powered material handling vehicle, the driver must stop the vehicle, apply the brake, and instruct the offenders to stand at least 1 meter clear. If this request is ignored, the driver must spontaneously proceed to ground the load. Switch off the engine until the offender is at least 1 meter distance from the vehicle. Clear visual signage must be applied to the sides and rear of powered material handling vehicles, giving a warning of the 1 meter stand clear rule. How far is 1 meter? 1 meter is approximately a 3-step distance. Any employee who violates any of the pedestrian and/or driver rules above will be disciplined. Prior to approaching a powered material handling vehicle, pedestrians must communicate to the driver that they would like to approach the vehicle, request the driver to stop, lower their load forks to the ground, turn off the engine, apply handbrake. Do not approach a vehicle until it is stopped, the engine is turned off, and handbrake applied. Do not stand within 1 meter of a vehicle. Exception to do so when a vehicle is stopped, the engine is turned off, and the handbrake applied. Do not lean or touch a powered material handling vehicle. Exception to contact a vehicle is only during vehicle inspection. Safety glasses. When are they required? Once you enter the plant, safety glasses must be worn. What color lens is appropriate? Supervisors must be able to see an employee's eyes. Company will only issue clear lenses, no dark or mirror lenses. 3 HSE PPE guidelines. GL number 1. Every maintenance working on shop floor must wear a helmet. A cap type with ventilation is acceptable. GL number 2. Everyone working with a cutter or metal panels must wear anti-cutting gloves and sleeves. GL number 3. Everyone working on molds, attach, detach, or work on molds with energy, heat, pressure must wear a face shield and leather gloves and safety apron.